Alright, so, if you guys remember a long while back... Oh, autofocus. Come on, you can do it. A long while back, I did a review of the first two books of Maestro, which is the prequel series by Peter David that is the prequel series to one of his greatest Hulk stories, Future and Perfect, which I actually got in the original first edition graphic novel recently. I managed to finally get that book, because I know it's like collected with Hulk the End. It's like a package deal, but I managed to find the original trade of it. While it's not in the best condition, it's still readable. And yeah, so I did a review of the first two books in this, and this is the end. This is the end of the trilogy with Maestro World War M. A little bit more story on who the Maestro is. The Maestro is a version of the Hulk that survived a nuclear apocalypse and rose to power and became a dictator in the far future. Now, a little preference, because I know not everyone probably saw the first two volumes I did in a 2-in-1 review. The first volume dealt with the Maestro, with Hulk becoming Maestro by killing the original Maestro, Hercules. Then he did battle with the Pantheon, which is a big part of Peter David's run, and Doctor Doom. However, Doom escaped and went and traveled back to Latveria. And this deals with the end of that, because at the end of that story, the Abomination survived a nuclear attack by the Hulk. So Abomination is here, as well as he's here, and he's also made an alliance with Namor the Submariner and Jim Hammond, the very first Human Torch. And alongside Doom, the four of them are the last line against the Maestro, who, yeah, he's still, he's looking to fully control the world and take out anyone left to challenge his rule, and these are the last guys to do it. So, what did I think of this trilogy? Well, it's really good. The end of this trilogy was a very well done story. I've always loved, Peter David is obviously the man, the man behind the Hulk, and he has always had a perfect voice for the Hulk. And yeah, it's a very well crafted end to this trilogy. We have, and also, it's also kind of nice to read a Namor book, because I had gotten this a few days earlier, but after watching Wakanda Forever, Namor was kind of already fresh on my mind, so I was like, yeah, I'm already doing a Namor book. So, the fight sequences are very well done. They're, I always forget that Peter David knows how to do a fight sequence, and I forgot how good of how he's able to write such kinetic fight sequences and whatnot. I also enjoy how he's made the designs for the characters. I really do like the design of Old Man Namor. Real quick, let me just show that to you real quick. Yeah, it's not too far off from where he would go as a character. It's also kind of neat because we also get a revelation about the Minister, Hulk's right-hand man, who's been here through the whole of 3 stories. And they did hint at a name in the second book where he's just known as Ralph, but then we get the full name for him, which is, his real name is Toro. Now, that may not be significant to most Marvel fans, but to major diehard Marvel fans, Toro is Jim Hammond, the original Human Torch's sidekick. He's older now, and is one of the last surviving Marvel characters alongside the Maestro. I have a feeling that Peter David wanted to do something like that and give more homage to the classic Marvel characters, because he did write Defenders as well as West Coast Avengers for a hot minute too. So this was him playing around with a lot of the stuff we saw in other comics. And we saw him play around with other stories as well. What's also interesting is that they also make callbacks to other Hulk stories, like World War Hulk, and also talking about the Green Door and a few others. So clearly, Peter David was happy to incorporate, even though, yes, this is an alternate time, the Maestro is an alternate timeline, the difference here... excuse me. The difference here is that he gets to play with, this is an alternate timeline, but but Peter David also gets to play with other stuff along the way that from other writers. Yeah, this is a great end to the trilogy. If you want to read the whole trilogy, all of it's out now, and plus now that I have Future Imperfect, I now have basically the entire series, so you can literally just read the trilogy and then Future Imperfect, and you have the entire story, which I think is fun. Although since we've incorporated other stuff, like they do mention like Planet Hulk and all of that, it makes me wonder, alright, so if we did that, why did we go back in time to bring back Professor Hulk in Future Imperfect? I know that's when it came out, was in the current time of Hulk in the 90s. But if that's the case, now you're just making the question of, okay, so why didn't they go back and get Devil Hulk from the Immortal Hulk series, or Worldbreaker Hulk from, well, Planet Hulk, or World War Hulk? Obviously the most powerful incarnation of him. But then again, you could make the argument that it wouldn't matter because the Maestro is the most powerful Hulk. So I guess in the long run, it wouldn't matter if it got Professor Hulk or the Green Scar, like Worldbreaker Hulk, either. So I guess, like I said, it doesn't really matter either way what Hulk they got. The results were probably going to be the same. So anyway, if you are curious about this, I have liked what they're doing with Marvel, like Marvel's been doing lately with a lot of their comics, where they're doing miniseries set in specific times with certain characters. They did the Maestro series. Peter David also is doing Symbiote Spider-Man, and you also have like Ben Reilly during his time as Spider-Man. They're doing Jan DeMatteis is doing that. And they also have X-Men Legends, which is a bunch of anthologies set during different seminal X-Men periods. So they've been doing a lot of those. Even with Silver Surfer, I covered Silver Surfer Rebirth not too long ago. So yeah, I do kind of like these miniseries where they're all set with classic writers doing like classic stories and making you basically go, giving you member berries the whole time. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.